Okay guys, like I said earlier, I want to show you guys how I caught 3,000 pips of this Euro Aussie. The position I had is a month ago. I took in the trade a month ago and I'm still holding up to now. I showed some of my guys, the entry, and the entry was actually analyzed with one of my students. I was having a one-on-one with him. Then I showed him the signal to the sell, so let's go really quick and show you guys how I caught this sell. There was something that comes into my mind when I was looking at this trade. I was checking out this trade back, and then I remember something like smart money, dump money. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, who's gonna be the smart money in this game? Who's gonna be the dump money actually on this pair? So I realized that it's actually the dump ones that caught this trade. The dump money concept is the one that was able to catch this trade, while the smart money were unable. Probably they might be able to catch the entry, but automatically I actually know they are not going to catch the entry because they weren't expecting price to get all the way to this level. Nobody was expecting the euro is going to pull up in just overnight, all the way to this move. Nobody was expecting euros to push about 1,000 pips or 2,000. What am I saying? It was a whole 2,000 pips in a whole day, in a whole week. Nobody was expecting that, Everybody was like, okay, yeah, price is going to push up. Nobody was expecting euro all the way coming to that point. So it is the dump money concept that was able to get into this trade. Like, what am I saying? Like, I used the dump money concept to get into this trade. I never used anything like smart money, but when I checked this entry, I discovered that the smart money also was sitting right there. But nevertheless, my main reason for getting into the trade was what? Dump money concept, which is support and resistance trend line. That is what people call dump money. Retail traders, they call them dump money. Why? What the other block traders were being called smart money. I don't give a fuck about that. I use what works for me. That is the logic. So I had this line right there at that point in time that I was eyeing this high. I also was not expecting price to come all the way to this level. But what I did was, like, whenever I mark up my chart, I always give room for price to breathe. Like, whenever I mark my chart, I check from the weekly to the smaller time frame, which is the 2 hour. Then I set limit at wherever I think price might come to in the future. So the entry I caught right here was actually a limit I set. It was not a market execution. So this is how I caught my entry. When I was marking up this chart, I put out a line. There's something, guys, I want you guys to understand is that when you're drawing a channel, when you're drawing something, when something of such happen, when you have something of such, 1, 2, 3, something like this, when you're connecting the low, you always want to connect the high just to see whether market is moving in the channel. You understand what I mean? So what I did was actually I checked when I had this trend line fixed. So I was checking what price is gonna do above with that trend line also, just for me to see that, oh yeah, market could actually test this level. Then I went back to check. It was an institutional area, but I did not look at that. So when price was pushing up on the daily, this was actually what I got. This is the main view of what I got. So I was expecting, if price comes here, this is what I said. Okay, it should, in case one day I get price bouncing around this area, I'm actually going to sell. So I went back to the daily to check what the market was doing. So when I went on the daily time frame, market was right here. I got this close. I was like, okay, yeah, market is actually close to this point. So what I did was I went to the 2 hour time frame to look out for my entry at that point in time. So what I actually got again was that at that daily close, I checked daily close of the candle whenever I'm trading. So I checked daily close of this pair and I was like, okay, yeah, this is engulfing. So there's still high price of price coming all the way to this upside. So I actually wait for price to get there. So on price getting there, I was on the 1 hour time frame when I took the entry on my MT4, because I was actually on my bed when I caught the entry. So this is what I actually got on the 1 hour time frame for me to cut the entry. On 1 hour time frame, I saw price, I saw this candlestick pattern of my zone. I was like, okay, yeah, this is a limit right here that I set a limit right here. Then price hits my limits. I was like, okay, should I just close base of this 1 hour engulfing? Then I got the spike in. Okay, yeah, doji. Okay, yeah, market is actually gonna drop from there based on what the weekly is actually saying. You don't want to forget what the weekly we had. We had a nice chart pattern right there. Understand? Predicting the weekly. So I'm predicting the sell from that trend line. This is the trend line we had right there. So automatically when I see all this candlestick pattern, I was like, this gives me more confirmation to get in the trade. Just for me to wake up the next morning and I see all this push to the downside, I was so fucking happy because the entry was right there. So up to now, this position that I had, I showed it earlier, it was up to 2,000 pips already. So the left 1,000 pips I caught was the continuation of this trade. Well, a lot of people missed the trade, they were unable to get in. So when this market was pushing all the way to the downside, they get to this trend line also. I had to place a trend line just to predict the push that we had earlier. So to the upside, I mean. So I had to put this trend line there just to see what the market is doing. Then I was anticipating, I gave this out to everybody. I was anticipating what to sell from that point. The reason why I was taking a sell from this point was not just because of trend line. That's what I want you to understand. I was not just looking at trend line right there. I saw this pattern forming. You know, I am a technical trader, so I make use of any technical thing that is necessary to be done, to be used. So I saw this nice cipher pattern right there, which give me more confirmation that price is actually going to drop. And what happened? Price make it way all the way to the downside. I'm gonna, if you want guys to show you the prediction I have on this one, automatically I'm going to show it after the end of this video. Automatically price make it all the way to the downside. This was my stop loss. This was my what's it called, target. And you can see what price has done. Price has done over 1,000 pips to the downside. So my advice for you guys is that do not neglect what actually works. Do not let people tell you, oh, this thing does not work. Do not allow them to brainwash you. The market is full of many entries. The market has got many entries. You can use any entry to get into the market. Our main focus, our main whole goal is what? To make money. So don't get brainwashed. Use what actually works for you. So right now, real quick, in just 2 minutes, let me predict what Euro Aussie might be doing for the next following days. We can see we had this support level right there. This was just a spike off. So checking on the 1 hour or the 2 hour, this is on the 2 hour file. Okay, if you check the line chart, you guys can actually see what we have on the line chart. You can see we get a close. That spike that we have is not there on the line chart. It was just some sort of manipulation spike to that point. And you can see nicely we're able to break below, close below it, then price. This actually is telling you that this was a resistance at this point and act as a support right here, which might be acting as a support right here also. Look at this zone I have above here. Look at how they played out also. Price expected it here. Price expected it here, expected it here. The break. If you had that kind of zone, you would have even called this entry for you to the downside, or from some kind of other ways of catching continuation. So right now, this is what I'm predicting. So in the case price give us reaction right here, I want to see what market is going to do right here. Once I get my confirmation, I'm going to buy back to the upside. Hopefully price might retrace back to the upside. That is my confirmation. I really want to see what price is going to do there, and hopefully if price make it to the downside, probably they're going to continue that way all the way back to this point. So I'm watching. I'm still holding my trade. I'm watching for what price is going to do here. Probably I should add a buy or wait for the break to add a sell. That is all I have on Euro Aussie.